Welcome back. Welcome back to Amy Jo Junk Journals. We are going to make a journal. And I originally had this on here and I took it off because I didn't like the way this blue looked. So we're going to cover this whole thing just to help with the way it looks in pattern paper material. And it's just to help dye it down a little bit, grunge it up a little bit. Sorry for the sound, but I'm just gonna put it on there. It doesn't matter. I really don't care. I want to wrap it all the way around because I'm covering the inside too with something else. So let me just cut some of this off here without cutting the shirt. Okay, it can go over a little bit. Because I just want it to basically cover up some of this blue. Okay, let me throw this out of the way. Clean the craft room later. Isn't that the way it usually goes? So let me use, let me use a scotch. Oop, that's empty. Can't use that. Let me get a different one. I might not have any more scotch. I'm gonna use this. Because I do want it, it doesn't have to be wrinkle free, but as I'm covering it, I just need it to stick and stick well. Hope I'm in frame. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Welcome to all the new subscribers. My channel has just been blowing up. I'm not near any of the really high volume superstar people, but for me, I'm blowing up. And I appreciate all of you. As you can see, this is an old telephone and address book. I just like the size of it. I think it makes a great journal. So let's do this again. I'm just making sure this is really gluey, because I don't want to use my Aleene's craft glue because I don't want it to like bubble or anything like that. And this is really thin. That's why I picked this, because I can wrap it and it not bulk up the journal at all. So that is why I'm using this. And it dulls down the blue a little bit. Doesn't look as bad because that blue is ugly. And I know I can wrap it in paper or in this material, but the material I have is just this wide. So it's a perfect fit for the book. So I don't have extra material to wrap it. So I think this works beautiful. So I am going to take off one of these, I think, on the ends, because I don't need that. I think. Who knows? Because I don't, well, I guess I didn't have to do that, but that's okay. Probably not in frame. Like I said, it doesn't really matter because I'm covering this up with paper. And this sticks so well. Pattern paper is amazing for a lot of reasons in junk journaling, and it's so giving. It does rip easy, but it's easily repairable. It gives. Okay, so these are the 2 pages I'm using to cover this up with. I'm going to put it there and there. Now this, I will use this glue for, because I want to make sure it's, you know, that's not squeezing good enough for me, so. Hold on a second, I'm still in here, I'm just getting my Aleene's glue bottle out. Here, I did. Here we go, sorry about that. Oop, I lost my cap. Maybe it won't come out. I lost my cap. Might have dried. Oh no, my cap come off. Put it on there very securely. Maybe I can get one of my other caps when I'm done. Get one of my other caps from one of the glue bottles that isn't open. See, I just ripped it. For some reason, I think my hands are getting weaker and weaker. Or I'm getting older and older. My birthday is this month. And I'm putting this on first because this material will get wrapped around. Just trying to get the glue all spread out. Ooh, it is warm in here. I want to make sure, I think I'm only doing one signature, but I want to make sure that it's can still get open and closed. See, looks more gray now instead of blue. That bright blue did not go with how I wanted my journal to go, because I hope I did it again upside down. I always do that. Last time I covered this, I did that upside down too. This, I don't know why I do that, but that's okay. It doesn't matter because it's covered up. So I am going to put a pin in that. Hopefully help keep it from drying out too much. Now I'm gonna see if I can get this to dry a little bit. Close the ears. That's a little better. I think what I'm going to do is cut this way. Well, it's going to be wrapped, so it should be okay. Okay. But I don't want to do that on this because it's not going to be wrapped. And I want to make sure I don't cut the sewing paper because I need it to, I'm using it to cover the okay, so then this will go this way, I believe. Nope, almost did it again. This will go this way because I want to make these little pockets. Like this. Yeah, see what I mean by that? It'll show that brown instead of the blue, the bright blue, which doesn't go with that at all. Okay. I do this little by little. Come on. Sorry if you can hear my husband's phone. He has it up a little loud. So just a second here and I'll have him go see if he can turn it down a little bit because it's a little loud. A moment. All right, sorry about that. I don't want to get kicked off of Facebook for copyright issues. So let's do this. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I want a pocket here, and if I don't, I just want to bring that over, but I think that would make a pretty pocket. I know, to put stuff in. Let's do that. I'm gonna put that in just a little bit because I think it's too big right now. So I'm gonna fold it in just a little bit so that it's still showing. Well, probably would have had to, okay. I don't think that's gonna work because I didn't glue it all the way down. That's gonna have to dry before I can, or it will. Okay, let's cut some of this off. Okay. And pull. All right, put some lace there, cover that up. Okay, see how that works. I hope this works as a pocket, because I really like that. We'll have to keep that for something inside the journal. Okay. Yeah, that looks so much better than the bright blue that was up there in the beginning. Okay. I'm gonna put that and that there so that the pocket don't stick to that. So there's our journal. So let's now make let's put this back in there. I have some papers that I want to use for the signatures. So let's put some of them together. I thought I could put these together like, no, this way. And washi tape them together. However, I want to, let's just continue using this till this stick's gone. Then we can go back to the Aleene's washi tape because I really like that washi tape. So I want a little bit of space in between the pieces of paper because I want them to be able to fold into our journal. And there might be some trimming and you know what such, but that's okay. We'll take care of that later. And I just got some different neutral washi tapes to play with here. But I don't trust washi to be too sticky, and I don't want to use the same washi on this different sides, so we will. This is old calendar, so we won't be using it as a calendar. I'll just be using it for, I think it's from 2025, but oh, I hate it when that happens. So we're not using that. And I know there's a way to get that done. I don't have time to play with it. Just right now, I put it off to the side. This way I know it will stick. And I hear that happens a lot with really old washi. So use your washi. There's one. That was too close together, but nothing I can do about it now. There's one, and I have a few of these, so we'll just do all of these together at the same time, get them done, and then I won't have to do those. I do this, I don't always do this with my washi, glue it. I only do it when I'm using it to hold pages together because I want that to stick and I will be sewing it together. So I need that to work. I did not like see if these pages would go together. I'm just putting them together because I think this is going to be a very eclectic journal. And I think it's going to be fun. It's just going to be whimsical. Some of it will be grungy, some of it will not. I'm just going wherever my mind goes with this one. And I think that will be fine. It will definitely be fine for me. And when I get it up in my Etsy shop, which I have a hard time doing, I'm gonna have to hire somebody to take care of my Etsy shop, because I think it can do so much better, but I just find a hard time posting, getting them uploaded. And this is also a good way to use your washi tape. It's pretty, and you could use your whimsical and stuff you wouldn't normally use that you get in a kit, or you find, you know, you get some cheap, but there's 2 or 3 in there you really don't like. Use it to put your pages together. It's a fabulous idea. Oh, oh no, that's a good one. That's okay. I think I want to do a couple of, I want to reinforce some of this old page. This is the last one of these, but I have some older pages I want to reinforce. These right here, sometimes they rip apart really easily. I just want to I don't necessarily have to do this on both pages, both sides. So, and I don't know if this is all gonna go on in here. So we're just gonna do a few of them. I would use them anyway, so we're gonna I got some up here that I use. We're gonna use these, at least this one. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we can be done with this too, and then we can start putting our, because I know you don't want to see the same thing over and over. You all know how to do this, and I don't have a lot of fun things to chat about. I don't have anything new and exciting in my life. So let's do one more of this one. I really like that one. Then we can move on. Okay, these two can go back in there. These will go back in my, what do you call it? All right, so let's fold these the opposite way of the, so that the opposite way that I glued them, so that they can dry a little bit and they won't stick together. This way. Then we can figure out which page I want in the center or the outside, however I want to do it. Although 507 Willow House Journals does hers from the inside out, and I have found that works so much easier. Okay. And I really like that piece, so maybe that'll be the center of our journal. And I think this is going to be too big, so we will, unless we want it to stick out a little bit. We can't really stick out. Well, that's good height-wise. And if we want that to stick out, we can do that. Okay, so maybe that's the size we want to do. Okay, that's glued, so we can get rid of these. Oh no, but it didn't stick. I'm gonna turn my hot glue gun on because we're gonna have to glue that. That's coming apart. Okay, so this can be, well, we could put one of those in the center. We'll see. And we have this one. Maybe we'll use this for the center. I really like that. I mean, it's 2025, but okay, we'll do that. So let's just fold up some of these pages, because if they're folded, they're easier to use. So let's get them folded. These are Tim Holtz papers. I do not know in which pack they come from. I am horrible about keeping them in their packs. I like to take things out of their packs because they cool. I can store them better, so that I like that. So let's fold that, but let's find out where I have to cut it off at to right there. So let's, my paper trimmers are still packed. Let's use my Deckle Edge trimmer. I so want to be in my craft room so much more than I am, but summer is so busy. Okay, so this is almost too wide. So let's fold it twice. And let's fold it there. And then we'll fold it here. Yeah. Is it too long? It is. So let's. The only thing I don't like about this Deckle Edge trimmer is it's very loud. But it is what it is. I'm gonna do it this way on this one, but I will probably put the holes at the top. This is scientific paper. Yeah, we'll put the holes at the top. And we're gonna do the same with this. Oh, it's still too big or too long. Is that one? No. I think we're going to leave that and let that hang off the top. Let's just do one of these. We'll do it in half, and then we can put the other one away. Same, oh, I got two of those. I only meant to get one. There's some Russian music. I do not want to cut this, and I do not want to fold it, or I mean, cut it in any way. So we're going to fold it up. We're going to open it up. It's going to be a pocket. and that's gonna fold out too much. So yeah. There. Don't know how we'll do that yet, but that's what we're doing. I might have to get more papers, but for now, this is what we're, because these are pretty thick. This is cardstock, so. I think this is beautiful. Now just need to use up some of my paper that I've been hoarding, and there's no reason to. Right in there. So let's get this size. Then we got this kind. We got these tiny ones. These, and those. So let's do this. I need to cover this. No? Well, yeah, I want to cover that with something. Don't know what. No. Let me get a piece of how about coffee dyed paper? Okay. I've learned it's much easier to cover my book page before I start putting my journal together. And I don't want that too close to the rest of it, or that, or that. So let's do this. Let's put this in. Well, that's okay. Let's try this. Well, how about this? So it's gonna stick out a little bit. And then maybe another one of these. And that. And the Russian. No, I don't like that black right there. I do like that one and maybe this one. Okay. I don't like that that's the same size. Sorry, I'm thinking and concentrating on how I want this to look. Let me take some of that off. Now I need a page, one last page. And I don't know what that might be. I like that, but it doesn't really go with the rest of the journal. Well, I guess it has the blues. And the oranges in it, but I have to cover it, so let's see what I'm going to cover it with. One moment. I have this that I can cover it with because it kind of goes with the other one. So I'll try this. Okay. See how orange it is? But it works. And you don't seem to use as much as you do with the other. At least I don't. And I made both these papers. This one is the shaving cream shaving cream tie-dye, and this is coffee dye and stamping, or coffee dye and stencil. Let's do this. Let's see what this looks like in. I think I had it the other way, but I think those are sticking out way too far. But I think that's a perfect signature, maybe too many, because once we start filling it, if we fill it very much, it will. So let's cut this here, so let's do that. And I want to use my decal. Probably should start with the inside first. So this is the inside. You know, that wouldn't stick out as far if we went this way. I don't think. Where are you? Yeah, and it's going to be pulled in quite a bit. So let's do that. So if we can keep it this width, that works. So let's just cut down the center of those. I hope you're all still with me. I know sometimes this is not as exciting as other things, but at least you get to see how some people do theirs. And how they solve problems, correct? Come on. I don't think there's a problem with the up. You know, I don't care that those sticking up. That's fine. Okay. Then we'll see how that looks, because it's not really all the way in the center. So I think that'll be fine. Let's see here. I mean, it sticks out a little bit, but I don't think it's that much. And I think it'll be cute. Okay. So, let me see where we're at in time. Oh, I think we better end this, and we'll sew it together and work on it in another journal or on another video. All right, thank you for joining me, and you'll have a blessed evening. Bye now.